Stopwatch on Elramir, just get Everfrosted afterwards by the Blitz. Crank, destroy nearly at Mega Gnar. Cast onto Zoelys, taking solo flash over the wall. Big damage from Backlund, but he's knocked up. But he's going to be knocked down. It's more the question. Back out goes. Oh! Mega Gnar of all time comes in. Jeskla tries to trade some back though and makes this one a pretty even fight for now. The feathers get pulled back. Kryze stays alive. White is in the middle of three though, stuck under his own tower, trying to get out to safety, but cannot make it happen. Jarvan falls.
Wildcats to get themselves on the board.
I think eyes on both of those support players. Zoelys, this MVP from the finals of the LFL, a player that's come up from Div 2 and is kind of surprised in a really impressive way over in that most difficult of regions to play in. But Georgia, your prayers were answered. Parus gets themselves on a better roaming champion, and who can make the better hooks happen, really, isn't it?
And I think TCL as a whole really need this. They really need to see their best players on their best champions, on their best performances. This is the #1 seed from the LFL they're playing against. This is the most dominant region in EMEA Masters, and the TCL coming in from
Sucks trying to split push as Jayce into like a Jarvan and a Malphite that can fly in from absolutely anywhere. So it's going to be, that's good for
There's
trade.
our first one of the day. We're going to see a lot of damage come down on the Parus, but Elramir is here to buy some space, force the flash out of Jeskla. Elramir uses his flash as well, but that will be the summoner advantage thus far to the side of LDLC.
That's a flash.
Okay, this is Parus though. It's like spot of bother, flash forward from Backlund to get onto Parus, who now can't get any further. For once, the Nautilus hitbox goes against the deep sea diver. He goes down to first blood to Backlund.
I think he ended up holding onto that flash too long. I think you got to flash to the other side of that blast cone and use that for an extra bit of space. Now Kofte's going to get caught up in the mid-jungle and river.
Damage comes on through. Kofte now flashing out as well, and there's just nowhere to go. The mid-jungle of LDLC, the moment you ask for it, it starts to come off.
Oh man.
It goes wide. Remember, there's no way out. The chopper's behind. Zoelys in danger. This might be a kill back. Finally, flash from Zoelys for the rocket punch. Trying to get the trade back. No way! Jeskla gets that one finally. Elramir will trade it back, but it should never have been a 1-for-1 Zoelys. How did he do it?
Honestly, it's disaster across the board. Macro disaster, micro disaster from the side of Wildcats. And we mentioned it, how Wildcats, even though they don't necessarily engage in these type of situations to hand check you, if LDLC throw the wall. But yeah, I agree with you, Namira. I feel like Backlund has been in general a rock as a mid laner, especially when he gets ahead in his own
Rock in the
picks.
top lane.
Does it beat the Scissors of Destroy, though? Or this Boomerang count as an additional ability in that particular game? Flash forward for a seismic shot! Bring on the clap! And they'll bring down Destroy in the top lane.
Oh, and while this was going on, Elramir tried another gank in the mid lane. It didn't work onto the LeBlanc, but LDLC reply with yet another one of their own. I think
Jungle support of Wildcats has been such a core component of their success of late. Don't mind too much so far this game. You got for me, Al? You seem to have noticed something.
Yes. What I've noticed across the board here is, well, Zoelys is back in the map now.
Oh, we just don't have time because Backlund is finding chain after chain. He's looking to lock Parus on down. The turnaround, though, is not bad. Maybe they can get that trade. Make it a 1-for-1. Both supports fall down. Cast back into the rocket. Not quite enough for the execute, but a final order from Jayce gets the shutdown.
You know what I was going to point out? The fact that LDLC had leads absolutely everywhere on the map. It wasn't as though cross maps are coming in from the Wildcats.
And fighting in the bot lane, Parus has to blow the flash. Bao's got the ghost down, but running it down. But look at White at the back end of it. There's a flag and a drag, but will he drag them down to help? Cataclysm comes on through, but it's not the end of their life. Quite yet, flash, body slam, Cask gets a kill on Jeskla, and the turnaround counter gang is phenomenal from Elramir. Now White's in danger, does into the rocket grab, forces out the stopwatch. That's going to be blown for a little bit. Rocket goes wide. And it'll be a 1-for-1 in the end, I think.
remember,
no one's able to get out safely for now, and first item's beginning to come on through his Backlund. Once again, playing with my heartstrings a little bit there by hopping forward when Parus was around the corner.
But you see how now Parus is unlocked around the map. You've seen that Nautilus permanently roam. Now Backlund is trying to bait because Zoelys is on the other hand side together with White. And we've got a 3 versus 3.
Well.
Okay.
Bao's in the back end,
Yes,
it'll be a 3v4. That will be too much damage onto Parus, though. The Cataclysm comes on down, but it's a trade of supports. White gets on out to safety, but even with the man advantage, they don't get more than that 1-for-1, and that gives ultimate pops and wave cleared.
Yeah, this is a really kind of strange... Oh, that's going to be a burst combo.
Never really time to have a conversation. My God, the damage! Flash forward for the Dragon Strike. Will only get the kill, but it's a 1-for-1 as the mid laner picks up the jungler in trade.
Man, I told you, no time for story times. You can't analyze here.
Yeah, because what
you're distracting in this particular series is that LDLC have perma-banned Jayce. You know what? Not time for talking. There's no one.
Every time story time begins, we get action instead. We pick the wrong genre of movie. Bao gets a kill onto White, who is seeing grey.
I like
Black
thrillers.
mark on his records.
Now, we made a little bit of a joke about Parus and Troy and Hector. I'm sorry if anyone doesn't know Greek history. We're seeing another tragedy towards the top side again.
Oh, wait, that was Greek history? Now I get it.
It's your mythology! Destroying the top side. Having his health bar kind of wrecked out. His Kryze once again using that ultimate to trade very heavily onto his top lane opponent.
Yeah.
Georgia.
Okay, in my defense...
No, not again.
Screw it.
Every time we try to
No
stop.
defense.
Every time. It's another fight that begins in the bot lane. This time Kofte coming on down the cast. Onto Zoelys. Does throw out the rocket grab, trying to trade it back for Jeskla, who will make it the 1-for-1.
There's a chance of a dive here, actually. Seeing who's on the respond. No, it does look like Backlund and White are coming down towards the spots, and they will be here in time. But particularly looking at Kofte's damage to this.
But they've set up those strongholds of vision, and it cost Wildcats not as much as I think it could have done, but the dragon went down. They're summoning their own teleports in for potentially a little bit of a Baron bait of their own.
And particularly look at this vision again that we're seeing coming through, because last time we stopped off, let's another hook. No talk about vision now.
Forces up the stopwatch on Elramir. Does get ever frosted afterwards by the Blitz. Crank, destroy nearly at Gnar. Cast onto Zoelys, taken solo, flashed over the wall. Big damage from Backlund, but he's knocked up. But he's going to be knocked down is more the question. Back out goes. Oh! Gnar of all time comes in. Jeskla tries to trade some back though and makes this one a pretty even fight for now. The feathers get pulled back. Kryze stays alive. White is in the middle of 3 though, stuck under his own tower trying to get out to safety, but cannot make it happen. Jarvan falls. And the Prince of Demacia is dead just before Mage Seeker comes out this evening. Talk about timing.
Oh my word. Wildcats get hooked. Early game was, hey, you picked this Gnar pick. It's kind of meant to be a counter. It's like, it's okay into that Malphite. I mean, no, yes, the Malphite was picked to answer it. We were thinking, hey, you've got to get a good enough... Oh, he's in range of a champion again. We're fighting.
I took a moment to take a drink.
He's dead.
That was a bad idea. Zoelys gets a hook, but he regrets it immediately. 1-7 and 6. He's been involved with a lot of things this game, but not always positive.
You know what's the unfun thing with playing hook champs? It's like the Lee syndrome. You see champion, you want to hook champion, doesn't matter if it's the Mega Gnar and kills your entire
You've gone
team.
to a fair, right, Georgia? Or you've gone hooking, like it's like hook a duck, but you hook a crocodile instead.
There's a fair around the Baron pit right now.
Oh, watch White. He has a big angle for an engage here. He's off the vision. Uses that blast clone to get all the way across. Cataclysm is available.
Oh, hook a duck, but the prize is Baron and one a prize. It could be destroy low for the Mega Gnar. He gets Jeskla. He's down, shuts down no less. Kofte comes bringing the skies down on top of Backlund. Your mid and your bot lane are dead. And now White must find the steal or the Baron is Wildcats.
They don't know he's dead.
I think they realize he's still there. He has the smite, he has a flag drag, he does not have a flash. They know he's around somewhere.
Can they stop him though? He's going to be so difficult to deal with. He's not got a flash, but he's got a flag, a dragon, a dream, but he's going the other direction. There's just nowhere to go. Kofte throws out a shock blast, accelerated or not, it still does enough damage to bring White so desperately low, and his name is being renamed to Grey. The final hook brings him down to the depths.
Wow, you did him dirty there.
I mean, yeah. It was a good, come on, it was good phrasing.
It was a good one.
Sepia.
Maybe it was that.
Maybe it was. Maybe you can
to Trojan minion brings down the city of Paris is betrayed by a Trojan minion, I tell you. There's a reference, and we're going to go into another inhibitor turret siege this time, though. They don't dive too deep this time. They clear the inhibitor, and there's really much more to be done. 5v4 prevents too much follow-up from LDLC. They'll lose the second inhibitor in mid lane. Backlund steps forward, but again, it's incidental poke, because White gets hurt. Paris goes forwards again. Nothing to be done as yet. The turnaround is decent, but that is still on to destroy. Just gets to hop out of the base. They can't secure the kill.
It is all about these snap skill shots. It has been the entire game. A little earlier, it felt like LDLC, as you said, were giving as good as they got. Really not been the case later on.
Oh my God, White's gone again. Bao's unstoppable. On the other side, Jeskla pulled back in and goes down. Bao will not secure that one because it's Elramir hits the cask, and now the rest of LDLC are being routed their own jungle. Kofte gets the killing spree, bringing down Backlund. Over the wall comes Bao, and the buns are being baked just beautifully this game by Wildcats. They get the ace. They can look to end the game and even up this series 1-1.
That was so damn clever by Wildcats. You've got 20 seconds on Dragon, you've got 1 minute on Baron, and you've just cleared up the entire base of your enemies. What do you usually do? You reset!